We finally have an answer to the tree teaser from earlier this week. They're going to be introduced for a mechanic called magic weaving. This is basically a way for the wizard to adopt a secondary school and gain new attributes and rewards for their secondary school, now called their Weave School. Surprisingly, magic weaving will be unlocked right after Dragonspire. They announced that with the completion of Dragonspire and before the beginning of Celestia, there will now be an Archmastery tutorial and then an introduction to the questline that will take you to the Blended Grove. I believe the Blended Grove is connected to Selenopolis, which is the other main content arriving with the fall update. Within the grove, there will be a magical banyan tree, which is like a tree with a bunch of different root systems or trunks that all connect together into one giant organism. These different trunks are these new school trees. They have hinted that these trees will possibly help you create new spells in the future as well. It is confirmed, though, that each school tree will allow you to go on a quest line to learn to weave your magic with their school. In total, there will be 7 different quest lines for learning these different weaving magics. The way this works is that you can choose to talk to any of the trees to begin learning about weaving that school. You will then be sent on quests throughout the spiral to learn more about the school you are weaving into your own. They have said this is a very lore-heavy aspect of the game, so I am very excited. Once you have finished the series of quests, you will gain rank 1 in your weaving school. When you gain your weaving school, you'll become a something weaver, combining those 2 schools of magic. So far, we only know that a life wizard that weaves storm magic is called an energy weaver. Each school can be weaved in combination with each other school, but you cannot weave your own school. This means that there are 42 different permutations of magic weaving. This also means that a life wizard who weaves storm has different attributes and rewards than a storm wizard who weaves life. The way weaving interacts with the wizard is as follows. The wizard is their primary school, and this is permanent. You gain the stats and gear specifically oriented towards your school. When you begin to weave in another school, you can start to incorporate that school's identity with your own magic. So an ice wizard weaving the storm school will still have the tankiness of being an ice wizard, but probably gain some new knowledge on enhancing their spells to make them more powerful, be it with blades or auras to enhance your damage even more. On the contrary, a storm wizard who weaves ice would instead have the stats of a storm wizard, so low health and defense, but amazing offenses. They can then weave in the ice school and probably learn some more defensive plays, such as specific shields or something similar. They have not stated how each school will play with each other, so this is a bit of speculation. As mentioned, there are rewards associated with magic weaving. There is a new tab in the character screen that shows your magic weaving level. Each weaving level gained will unlock a new reward. So far, we know there can be spells such as Energy Blade or jewels such as this Energy Jewel. There is also a secret third thing that they will be talking about next Friday. At the introduction of magic weaving, there will be 3 levels available. At the end of Dragonspire, you will begin to learn magic weaving and have access to level 1. Following Celestia, you can begin questing towards weaving level 2, and after Zafaria, level 3. They mentioned that in the future, there will be more weaving levels introduced, starting with completing Avalon for level 4. But for now, they started with 3 so that each weaving permutation can have access to all 3 different reward types. Gaining a weaving school does not give you access to power pips associated with that school. You'd still have to use Archmastery to gain school pips in order to have access to power pips for your weave school. However, your weave school is not permanent. You can actually change it at any time. This doesn't even cost crowns. So say you're a life wizard and want to try weaving fire. You can begin the process and eventually switch it up and change to a storm weaver. This also doesn't make you lose out on your weaving levels. If you are a level 2 magic weaver, you will still be a level 2 magic weaver even if you begin to change to a different weaving school. You will just have your rewards taken away, but you will gain access to the new rewards based on that new weaving school. As mentioned, Energy Blade is the spell that life wizards who weave storm, aka energy weavers, will have access to. Each weaver will gain a spell that is associated with the identity of the weaving school in some way, so not every school is getting a double blade spell. We know of Energy Blade being a life and storm blade spell, similar to Raindrop Blade that you can get from Jordo in the arena, but there are 3 other double blade spells that exist in treasure card form, so we may be seeing those as well. I predict that those will be for death wizards who weave storm, for fire wizards who weave life, and for ice wizards who weave death. However, to learn this new spell, it will still cost a training point. But if you ever change your weaving path, the spell will be taken out of your spellbook. But don't worry, your training point will be refunded for free. All of this magic weaving stuff is also completely optional. None of it is required content, so if you want to play as a pure wizard of your own school, more power to you. This is also content being released in addition to the mainline content we are getting in Selenopolis. Plus, we are getting over 100 new spells in this update. We know of 42, being the 42 different permutations of weaving schools, and there are 7 new attack spells being introduced with Selenopolis. Who knows what the other spells are going to be? In fact, this might be one of the biggest and most influential updates between arcs ever. So, what are your thoughts on magic weaving? Do you have any concerns? Personally, I am very excited for this concept, but a little worried this is going to become very confusing. Obviously, there will be a ton of specific types of magic weavers. I can imagine a ton of ice wizards weaving storm, or balance wizards weaving life, but not too many death wizards weaving ice, or anybody weaving myth. But I can't wait to find out what the new meta is. Either way, this update is continuing to surprise, and I look forward to exploring all the new content once it comes out in a few weeks. Once we get more information on magic weaving, you can expect a full guide from me in the future, consistent with all my other guides. Make sure to subscribe so you know when that new guide comes out. Also, don't forget to like this video, comment below, and check out the description for links to my Twitter and Discord.